ba 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 ba. Yeah. Oh yeah.
We back. We did it. We back.
Still here.
Number 3.
Welcome. Yeah, episode 3. What's up? What you got?
I heard third time's the charm.
Is this the charm? Yeah, I'll tell you what is charming about episode 3. And this one may not be as long as our first 2 episodes. We've been discussing this in advance, but who knows? Maybe we'll get on a tangent. We'll start talking. I got fuzzy floating right around in my face right now.
It's probably from the ceiling of our beautiful basement studio. It's probably...
It's my guess is it's a Millie hair.
It could be a Millie hair.
I think every time we say Millie, I think Millie's face needs to appear from the bottom corner, like up here somewhere,
Okay.
or maybe like over here somewhere.
Could be
with
fun.
just a little arf, like a little like arf.
Yeah.
So Millie. For those of you who don't know, Millie is Eric's dog.
It's my dog.
What's Millie all about?
She's just a fun-loving 1-year-old Great Pyrenees Siberian Husky. She's a beautiful dog.
She's a beautiful dog.
Big
She's
dog.
a big dog. And for some reason, she really likes me.
She likes everything. She likes everything.
Oh, well, thanks.
Well, she does like you a lot, though. No. I drive her to Evan's house, and she is waiting for you to come out.
We should also say that I don't have a car right now.
I drive my friend.
Yeah, we've sold the van, so that was my daily driver. I have no automobile. So
what release was that?
Storm 100.
Storm 100.
So in 100 after 100 episodes,
we'll have to talk about the van.
We could talk about the van if we can get there. But this week is Storm 003, and Storm 003 is special for a few reasons.
Well, hold on. This is on the record.
Oh, we just skipped all of that.
It's okay.
Let's run the intro one more time.
Ba, 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 ba. And we're back.
Wasn't that fun?
This is on the record, presented by
Storm Chasers Limited.
Yeah,
this is our video vlog, where we talk about every single release that Storm Chasers has done. Right now, we're up to 66 releases.
Yes,
something around there. So and by the time we would even get caught up to there, we'll probably be over 100 at that point.
That's great. Which I think it's pretty good.
But Storm 003 is unique for many, many reasons.
Why is that?
It's not vinyl.
That's
great. The first reason.
Mm-hmm.
The second reason is it was a tour exclusive.
Okay. Very fun.
The third reason is it's actually the only it's the only totally handmade Storm Chasers release.
There's one other one that's close, but we'll get there.
It's close. It's not quite. It was still made by other people.
That's right.
We didn't sit there and painstakingly put it together.
We'll get there.
But we will get there soon. But
right.
This is Storm 003, and this is the 5 songs on a homemade compact disc release.
Don't worry, we'll get a better visual. Super producer Sam will get
Producer Sam.
What's on the back? We got a little...
I wonder if they could do can you do 3D with this?
Maybe.
Like, could you 3D glasses? Just give the blue-red experience to our folks at home.
Get your own 3D glasses out. And then what we got? We made 100 of these.
We made 100. And it took us a while. We didn't sell them all by the time the tour was over, but we did. We definitely did sell them all eventually. I
kept one. That's good.
And so what happened? Here's the story with Storm 003.
Well,
go ahead. You want to tell it? You tell it.
Sure. We were going on tour. We didn't have vinyl yet, right?
No, we did
have vinyl, but we thought CDs, you could still sell them.
This was still in the age of CDs.
Right, that's why.
CDs were still a thing that people wanted and cared about. I heard they're coming back.
People are going out of their way to try to convince everyone to listen to
There's
CDs again.
CD nostalgia.
No.
It's like how people buy vintage clothes or vintage furniture. Now there's vintage CD.
Why? Because they're $2 and inflation is real.
When was the last time any of you had a CD player? These are real questions that are the reasons why Storm Chasers hasn't continued to do CDs moving forward. It's never been a thing that's been absolutely viable for us. But this is the first and only CD we have pressed as a record label.
I do drive a 2014 Chevy Malibu, which does have a CD player, which is where my phone, there's like one of those phone holders.
Yeah.
I put that in the CD player, but the Rat Boys CD is permanently in there.
It's just stuck in Rat Boys land all the time.
It's not. I could pop it out, but I don't take it out.
Is it the only CD you own?
I sold a lot of my CDs a few years ago.
What CDs do you still have?
Rat Boys The Window, which is in my car.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of the CDs I kept were just like, a Pet Sim CD like this one.
Yeah.
Or,
CD nostalgia.
Yeah. My personal releases on CD. And, honestly, like the last few records, we didn't do one for Future Suits. I didn't do it for the new Dowsing record.
No, at this point, if you want the songs digitally, you can get them. And you can make your own CD if you still have a thing that makes CDs. Like Make a mixtape. A beautiful,
think about someone you care about and make them a mixtape.
If you were making a mixtape for Millie, what would side A track 1 be?
Go outside, stare at the sun. The demo.
But from Storm003, 5 songs on a homemade compact disc. Well, so anyway, we're going on tour. We booked this tour.
That's right.
This is Pet Sim at its most infantile stage. Like so many things about Pet Symmetry that you may know and love now didn't exist back then. Like, for example, we didn't wear matching outfits at the time. We didn't really have the whole goofball band shtick thing kind of dialed in yet. Like we were still just a band at our earliest stages. And if you saw the band at that time, that was really, really special. I think what we wanted to do with making this was realizing we had 2 7-inches with no download codes, and that there would probably be a scenario where we would want to have music in another format that people could get. And at that time we had the 2 7-inches worth of material, so those 3 songs. But then we'd also demoed at that point Pet Sounds, which was our full length. We'd already had it demoed. So we thought it would be cool to include 2 of the demos from that on this as well, as kind of like we have more songs than just these 3 songs. Like you can get the CD and kind of get like an advance of what is about to happen down the line. And those 2 songs, it is Go Outside and Stare at the Sun, right?
It's that. A CD can do that though. See, that's the thing about CDs. I want to say one other thing while my friend is finding his release here. The other thing about this is these songs, think about it. They appear multiple times across our timeline, which is very interesting. So
eventually we put these 2 songs on the Suburbia 7-inch.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We'll pop that up.
We were asked around this same time on this tour. We had played at Suburbia.
Yeah.
On July,
this is the tour poster, by
July
the way.
12th, probably 2013.
Yeah, Brooklyn at Suburbia.
Maybe 2012. No, it was 2012. 2012, because Intersections hadn't happened yet.
Yeah, you're right.
So,
yes.
So that year we played Suburbia in Brooklyn, New York. It was us and Sundials. And I think a few other bands. I mean, there definitely would have been other bands on the show. I can't remember. We had done.
We'll probably find.
It was a long time. We can find a
bunch of these flyers. A lot of these flyers are gold.
They're really, really cool.
Like some of the bands we played with, like we played with the Hotel Year.
Yeah.
Not the Hotel Year.
The Hotel Year.
You know what I'm saying?
It was the Hotel Year.
Yeah.
We played with Ages, which was the band that was before Heart Attack Man. We played with Tyler Daniel Bean. We played with Full of Hell, and we played with Loma Prieta, and we played with fucking Invincible. We played.
Those are sick shows.
What are some other bands?
We played our first show ever where we both didn't wear our T-shirts, and it was the only time and last time that we ever played a show. It was in New Brunswick.
So we're all over the place right now. But so
that's right.
But yeah, so we played this show at Suburbia. We've become really good friends with the people who run Suburbia. Suburbia eventually asks us to do a split 7-inch with the Saddest Landscape of all people, which was such a cool split for us. Like we were really, really excited to do that. Or wait, was it Saddest Landscape?
It was. If Pet Symmetry can play with fucking Invincible and Full of Hell,
then we could do a record with the Saddest Landscape.
Yeah. We're allowed to do that, and we did. And yeah, these were the songs. So it's like
songs.
And Mikey Crotty from Dowsing, he lived at Narnia. So this is tying us back to the other episodes. A lot of this stuff, time is linear, right? Like everything is it's kind of
melding together. We're moving really fast. Yeah. You know, like the label had come together. We had 2 releases, and at this point, it gave us permission as musicians and as bands to kind of just do whatever we wanted and put it under the branding of what Storm Chasers was up to.
Right.
So, you know, at this point, we were like, oh, we can make this fun thing, and let's just make it a Storm Chasers thing. We can kind of give it a little bit of credibility through that. Oh my goodness.
He came down. Grab him. I'll grab him.
You grab him.
Okay, I got it.
It's crazy that he knew we were talking about Pet Symmetry, but we have a special guest here on the vlog today.
This is Simon.
Simon is here, our guest on the podcast. Simon, what do you think of the Pet Symmetry CD?
He doesn't like it.
No, he doesn't like it.
Oh,
Thanks,
okay.
Simon.
Bye. Yep, he's fine.
He just didn't have an answer.
He's just gonna bop around for a while.
That's okay, as long as Millie doesn't scare Simon off.
That's true. He'll be here for a little bit. But anyway, we thought we could make this CD, and we literally made it ourselves.
We went to Kinko's, we printed out. I mean, y'all, if you're in a band, there is nothing stopping you from making whatever you want to make to help support your band. And, and I always, back when I was in bands in high school, when The Progress, my older band was a band, or hardcore bands that I was in back in the day were bands, we'd be in there photocopying stuff, gluing stuff together, making it happen, and using those as merch items. And that to me has always been, I mean, again, it goes back to the mission statement of the label. It's always been the most fun projects we've gotten to do. So, we spray painted some CDRs. In fact, I think I had those just left over from other
There's like
projects,
black speckled with like silver.
Yeah, it was like it's just brown. Yeah. I think it was just brown spray paint, like whatever we just had left over in my house.
We did this outside your kitchen in
my old apartment.
In your old apartment. Yeah.
And then I had to get these old manila envelopes. You can get them from any fucking office store or Staples or whatever. And then these sheets, it's just two. You just print two to a page and cut them out and glue them on. And you get a paper cutter. It's easy.
Yeah.
They've been into it over at CDs that are like this. Progress, probably Dowsing did something like this at some point.
Kitty Hawk did one.
Kitty Hawk did something like this. It's just a very easy thing to put together. Yeah. Not all of them have labeled logos on the back, but
that's right.
But that was the point. And I think at the time we were still kind of figuring out what Storm Chasers was doing, and this was a really good representation of that. So,
and also it's just like a fun way of expressing yourselves in another way, right? Getting us in the hands of someone. And it's also a special release because it was for this tour. So it's like a special collectible, right? Like only 100. We're not mass producing these things. Like,
I'm looking at these dates. I cannot believe how many shows we played.
We played so many
many shows.
And okay, so some of these didn't happen. The Binghamton show
was the only one.
We went to Delaware instead.
Because at Cleveland we played with, I think, Signals Midwest, and in Bayshore we played with Free Throw.
Yes.
And at the Democracy Center, we just told you who that show was. That was Hotelier and Ages and Taylor Daniel Bean.
Yep.
Doylestown was the show with Loma Prieta and fucking Invincible and Full of Hell.
Full of Hell. And Plot to Destroy.
What? I don't think Plot to Destroy. Did Plot to Destroy play too?
They played too.
Oh my God.
And then Sundials and Us. And it was the most insane line.
Yeah, the Alexandria show happened. That was a real show. The Camel show had happened. And then I Got Brains Fest was part of this. So the first, was that?
Oh, I Got
Brains. Which I Got Brains was that? Was that the first one?
We'll have to find a poster for that.
Do you guys remember I Got Brains Fest? Does anybody raise your hand if you remember I Got Brains Fest?
we were there. I think I played 3 sets. I played 3 sets that year.
I think I did too.
Oh,
like
my
just 2
goodness.
sets, which means you are at 3 sets.
3 sets,
and I'm only at 2 sets. And now you're at 3 releases, and I'm just at 2 releases.
See, that's how this works. It's gonna change. It's gonna change. It's gonna flip. I'm telling you, it's gonna get brutal. So we recorded at Atlas Studios
here in Chicago. It was owned by Matt Allison. He'd done a lot of records for the Lawrence Arms and Alkaline Trio. Marcus, I remember, had used the kick drum that was from Here to Infirmary. It was like this 28-inch kick drum, which wound up being the kick drum on a lot of different records because we wound up doing a lot of projects at Atlas throughout the years. That was kind of our home base for a little while, where myself and Matt Jordan would work along with Mark Mahalik, who recorded the 3 songs that are from the 2 7-inches. And then, as Eric was saying, Mikey Crotty, we demoed the whole Pet Sounds record at Narnia. Mm-hmm. And these were the 2 songs that were the most ready at the time. So we go on this tour and we're playing all of the songs that we know at that point.
Probably
which
like
wasn't
10 songs, maybe?
Yeah, it was maybe 8 to 10 songs. And I want to say that about half of the set at the time, I didn't have any lyrics for.
Yes.
So if you saw the band at that time, probably about half of the set I was singing gibberish.
I think there was some times where you'd be like, that song like Gone, Gone, Gone or whatever, you'd be like, I think I got it now.
There were some lines, there were some,
I got
and a lot of those
now.
earlier Pet Sounds songs like were lyrics that were just from like singing melody over, melody and vowel sounds, honestly, over these songs. We're playing on these small rooms with bad PAs. It's like you'd never be able to tell that I was or wasn't singing anything. And but coming off of that tour, had a really good idea of what I thought the vocals should be on what eventually became the Pet Sounds record. So that tour, I think, really helped shape what this band became.
Yeah.
And the initial stages of our live show. And now that I think about it, there was one thing we did to tie it all together, and that was that we all had mustaches.
That's what I was about to add. Yep.
And the first show was at Narnia, and I didn't have my mustache yet. I was full beard, and Rick and Marcus had their mustaches. And so part of the bit for that show was that my friend Nick at the time was shaving bits of my beard off throughout the entire
he shaved my
set.
boy.
So we would play a song, and then Nick would come up and buzz just like a line down my face. And then we would play another song, and he'd do a line like under here or up and around. And so throughout the course of the set, I've got this crazy facial hair.
Meanwhile, you're in a sweaty garage on the 4th of July or whatever.
Yeah, it was the Narnia garage. It was 4th of July. You Blew It played.
You Blew It played.
And and that was a really, really fun show. But that was the kickoff of our tour.
Insane.
And we maintained our mustaches throughout the rest of the trip until the end of the tour. At which point we shaved them off.
When we got to Bayshore at Long Island, we met Free Throw, and they also all had mustaches.
It was
those fuckers.
Yeah, they really stole our bit. So I want to talk about a few funny tour stories.
Yeah, please.
First of all, Rick, do you remember what a toe is?
I do. It's a cat.
I mean,
but
that is correct.
It's a drink at Roztalks
in Rock
Island,
Island, which is in the Quad Cities, which was I think the second show at the Quad Cities. Yeah, it's Roztalks. And what a toe is a pint of PBR with a shot of espresso in it,
like a right. You just like
I don't think.
Or do they just pour it in?
I don't think you bomb it, but it's you pour it on the top.
Yeah,
and then you drink it.
Yeah,
it sounds putrid, but
we loved it.
It's really awesome, actually.
Yeah, we loved it.
So that is that was the first thing, and I think we bonded with Sundials that night. Like we knew Sundials already, and for those of y'all who don't know, Sundials were another band on Asian Man, another power trio that we really felt a kindred connection to. Like they felt like our equals on the Asian Man catalog, and kind of a similar vibe, like cool, kind of power poppy rock stuff.
Great band, incredible record,
dude.
When I Couldn't Breathe.
Oh my god, When I Couldn't Breathe is such a banger. It's such a good record.
Yeah.
So we encourage you both, or you both, we both encourage you to go check out that record. There's a couple cuts on there that are just outrageously good. I mean, the whole record's good, but there are a few songs that are just like.
A band that we all wish was still here.
So we weren't super close with them when the tour started, but we became really close with them by the time the tour was over. And, we still remain friends to this day. Every once in a while, we have a group chat with Carl, the bass player, that pops up every once in a while where we text each other things with the number 69.
69 is funny.
Nice.
Anyway,
so I had to talk about that. I also wanted to talk about bowling.
Oh, we did go bowling. Where was that, in Cleveland?
No, I believe that was in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Oh, it was. You're right. It was in that weird complex.
Yeah, and fucking.
You mean the Turkey Man?
He was the Turkey Man. I actually was going to say the Turkey Man. That's how I remember him. And have you ever bowled a turkey before? It is hard. It is really, really hard.
But the Turkey Man did it.
The Turkey Man did it and nailed it.
And we all talked about getting Turkey Man tattoos.
That was really a thing that we all discussed. That was actually a thing we all discussed. From there, another really memorable story, which Eric mentioned earlier, we played in New Brunswick, New Jersey at, quote, easily the hottest show Pet Symmetry has ever played. It is the only time you will have ever seen a show where me, Rick, and Marcus were not wearing a shirt.
Yep.
It's the only time.
Yeah.
And we'll never do it again.
And some of the places we played were hot. Like we played the Democracy Center, for instance, in also Cambridge.
Hot. July. We're touring on July.
Yeah. The ACs were turned off. They didn't open the windows. It was so hot. And then yeah, like Narnia garage, it's a garage.
Yeah.
Like, but this
with the
New
door
Brunswick,
shut.
New Brunswick was where we decided. It
was in a
It was
basement.
the Jersey in us. It was
God.
the Jersey in us.
You know,
What shirts?
imagine being Millie at one of those shows, just covered in fur.
Oh my God, she wouldn't be
just
able to do
like
it.
she'd be just kaput on the ground.
Millie, Millie, my poor Millie.
From there, we played a kitchen in Delaware.
Yes, that was the show that made up for the Binghamton show.
Yeah, so first of all, this whole tour too, we didn't have a booking agent at the time. This whole tour was booked by our friend Greg Horrible, who just took it on for fun.
And you might know him from
The World is a Beautiful Place and I Am No Longer Afraid to Die.
And you might know him because he's a big time booker now.
He's a big time big shot now. Like
but
so
he was
big,
booking
so
us in VFWs.
so big time big shot that he won't book us anymore. But I think Greg did a really good job with this tour. He set us up with really, really good bands, cool shows, really good mixed bills.
Yep.
Pet Sim also was a fucking loud band, so we were totally able to hold our own with all of the hardcore stuff that we were playing alongside of. Yeah, it was just a really, really exciting time. Probably my favorite DIY tour I've ever done.
I agree.
And because there was stuff that we booked ourselves as well. Greg helped out a little bit, filled in some holes, did a majority of the work, but there was definitely stuff we were also doing and coordinating locals, coordinating friends to kind of put it all together. And
it was eclectic. It was like a really good eclectic.
Yeah.
Like we're playing with hardcore bands, like he's saying. We're playing with like really cool proto emo bands that are big now. Like
up and comer,
really cool.
up and comer bands that people didn't really know at the time, but were I guess we should probably talk about Free Throw trying to ice me.
Oh.
We meet Free Throw at this place called Even Flow in Bayview, New York, which was a Pearl Jam themed sports bar in Bayview. So for those of you who don't know, Pearl Jam is my favorite band of all time. So I've very much appreciated the gesture. We also got pulled over on the way to the show.
Yes.
Because I was in the van singing along to hot water music.
Like this. You were like this.
Had my phone like a microphone. Do you ever do that when you're driving? You ever just grab something near you and just start singing into it like it's a mic? I used to do this all the time and stopped after this moment because I got pulled over.
We were on what bridge?
We were on the Verrazano Bridge. Got pulled over and the police officer said that I was on my phone. And I had to try to explain to this officer that, no, sir, I wasn't on the phone. I was just pretending to sing into it like a microphone. And
that didn't work.
He thought I was full of shit and wrote me a ticket. So we get this ticket and we get to the show and we meet Free Throw for the first time and we don't know who these guys are. And but they know who we are.
Which is insane.
And they proceed to try and ice me at the show. And I was probably in such a bad mood from getting that ticket and it being so hot that I was like, they handed me they present the ice to me.
They gave it to you.
They're like, here you go. Yeah. And I was like, no, I'm not doing that. I walked away. And so, if you're watching, and I believe I've probably said something to them in the years since.
You probably have.
But if it happened now, I would have done it. I should have done it. I should have just taken one for the team and been excited about it. I was probably just feeling a certain way in that moment, and I'm sorry I didn't take a knee because
they had mustaches, we had mustaches.
I know we were in a mood. We were in a mood. You know, when you get a ticket, it can kind of fuck up your whole day. You don't want to get iced right after that by a stranger.
No,
they hadn't even introduced themselves to me yet, and then iced me. Or tried to.
What a way to introduce yourself.
What's up, dude?
And we became good friends.
Now we're buds.
Yeah, we love them.
But in that moment, it was like, who are these fucking guys?
Well, you know what also was interesting about this tour? So Sundials was the majority of these shows. A lot of great memories, like Evan was talking about. But then at the end, we actually linked up with Empire.
Well, because we got to Sundials were from Richmond,
right?
And the tour kind of ended in Richmond. So when we got back to there, Sundial stayed at home, and then we had to make our way back to Chicago. So we booked 2 shows on the way back from I Got Brains because every band played I Got Brains Fest, and then we played a couple shows on the way home. So we played.
They weren't on I Got Brains.
No, Empire was.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So then we played Pittsburgh and Columbus, and in Columbus we went miniature golfing with Empire.
Like glow in the dark mini golf.
Glow in the dark indoor mini golf.
Fun.
Very fun.
Yeah.
Empire was so upset that we beat them at mini golf.
That's right.
They were so upset.
That's right. But it was a good time. And
it was a good time.
Keith and he runs Coyote Stars, and back then
we already had a relationship with him. He did a couple Into Whatever records. He did the dowsing stuff, and so we were all buds. But Yeah, I'd never seen Keith's competitiveness come out. And I'm a competitive guy too.
You can't beat the sim.
You can't beat the sim. Rick, I would also say is competitive.
I'll kill you.
Is Millie competitive?
Oh, Millie is just happy that you're existing with her.
Is Simon competitive?
Yes.
Could you imagine Simon with a little Simon the cat with like a little putter?
He has a toy over there that it's like a little ring, and you hit the ball, and he'll go on the other side, and he'll hit the ball at you, and you hit the ball back at him. You hit balls back and forth. I'm trying to teach Millie how to do that with him because I think that would be a beautiful game for them to play.
Is it this thing right here?
It's that thing with the weird bumblebee on it. Yeah.
Hang on a second.
Hold on. He's gonna get it. It's a beautiful toy. Hold on. Yeah, this thing. Look at it. Here, watch. We'll play together. Ready? So here's.
Oh,
this
I see.
And then he just
hit me the ball, dude. All right, enough of that.
That's what it's like to play with Simon.
That's what it's like to play with Simon.
Except he's way better.
That's kind of like what it's like to play with the sim.
That's right.
We're just fucking with you. Like on this same tour, did we play Champagne on this tour?
No, not yet.
One other Pet Sim tour story, different tour story.
Different tour story. Give it to me.
This will be the last one. I think this will probably be where we button up this. But one time, we played 3-on-3 with Polyvinyl Records in their alleyway in order for us to get copies of our record for free. winner would if we won
chicken dinner.
If we won, we got the records. And if they won, we would pay for them.
Yeah. And guess what?
Guess who won that
we
game?
Dunked on their ass.
Oh yeah. Dude, if you want to challenge the sim to a game of 3-on-3, we are in.
That's right.
All the ways.
And I think this is a good time to say that you're all winners because you are our subscribers to
that
the
is
Patreon.
True. Yes. We filled you in on a bunch of silly stories today. You kind of got a glimpse of what it's like to ride in the van with the sim, which is pretty chill overall. You know, if you guys don't, if y'all play in a 3-piece band, you just know how much of a treat it is to tour in a 3-piece band. It's just so easy and chill. There's always somebody you can drive. There's always bench seats open, so someone can always take a nap while other people are doing the driving or doing the navigating. It's really just the dream scenario in a van. And the three of us are practically always having a good time together.
We're chillers.
We're definitely chillers for sure. And so this was, our first moment as a trio kind of getting real with each other. And we had an awesome time. And it's why we continue to do the band because the vibe is on. And this kind of set the stage for everything that Pet Sim has done since. It put us to the initial test, and this CD helped assist with that. If you have a copy of the CD, awesome. And if you don't,
please don't buy it.
Don't
for
buy
more
that.
than $1.
Yeah, like don't. It's a CD in the year 2024.
You could make one.
You could make one.
You should make one.
In fact, we will upload templates so you can print and cut up your own.
You should make your own
copy. If you have a thing that burns CDs. So thank you to our Patreon subscribers for being here, for allowing us to do this show bi-weekly, but every other week, and to be able to tell you the stories behind these records and what we've done creatively as a crew. And I'm sure Millie appreciates it also.
She does.
And I think Simon with the putter appreciates it too.
Oh yeah.
And and if I had a cell phone that I could sing into on the Verrazano Bridge right now, I would.
Oh yeah, we would definitely be singing into it.
So we're going to play you off actually with one of the demo recordings of one of these songs. I say that we hit you with the Serial Killer album demo recorded by Mikey Karate at Narnia. This is one of my favorite songs, Pet Sim songs that we have. I love playing this tune. It was one of the first songs we ever wrote. And
you'll see it again when we get to Runway Looks.
That's true. That is true.
Signing
Eventually.
off!
Guys, love y'all. Till next time.
Bye.